Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my illustrious, beautiful, wonderful family. Welcome to the Mental House with me, your host, Khadija. Well, they haven't locked us down just yet, so uh, those of y'all who need to take a vacation, make sure you do it so you can put it on. And this is very important. So, whatever side of the diaspora that you on, first of all, let me welcome you to this place that I like to call the mental house. Okay, because this stuff be so crazy that you just, and I'm telling you, it's so crazy out there. The, you have come to see now that some people do call it the crazy house. Okay, the crazy country. But we're in a place right now where the bad energy has just really come off the scales. I mean, we have to remember that the the country in itself was based off of violence, hypocrisy, kidnapping, all these things that we're accusing the White House of pretty much, and know that they need to be held accountable for, but we can't do it. It's because that's the elite class that broke off from the rest of the um, working class here in America and decided to pit us against each other. Okay, because you already know through slavery, before color, the construct, became an issue, you had white folks working right alongside with the slave. The slave at that time was worth more money than pretty much buildings and uh, you know anything that you can value. The slave was worth more. Okay. What's amazing is the elite has found a way to, because their game is divide and conquer. And if they're dividing and conquering us, then they can keep us sick and they can keep on running game. Okay, I can talk now. And they can keep on running game the way they really want to. And this has been going on for hundreds of years. I think one of the worst things that the construct has in this setting up this society, and we were part of that too. Look up Benjamin Banneker, who set up Washington D.C. basically. Is that the elite class did a very good job of keeping the white working man ignorant. So he doesn't know. He's basically, and I hate to say it, whatever negative connotation, a DEI hire and all those negative, um, you know, words that you use to describe black people is really self-fulfilling for you guys, because you haven't got the best out of yourself only because you was able to operate like a spoiled child. Most children that are spoiled and never held accountable and can they end up in jail pretty much. um, but you don't, because of the privilege of your whiteness. Okay. And then we put black people in the jails. And I'm not saying that all black people that are in jail are innocent, because Lord knows that's not true. I have a brother, um, two brothers actually, that were murdered, um, one by police officer and one by just another random guy on the streets. Okay, so I know that there are people that belong there. Okay, but you have an elite class, and it's not that class that's on the loins of a John Brown or the Quakers, white folk that you can work with, that want to see they know that us having equality doesn't take anything away from them. But when you have a colonizer mind, that's an elitist mind, you are trying to constantly control and keep the people subdued, keep the people off balance. And right now in our country, we are at a crossroads. You have Donald Trump, who's the son of a Klansman. A Klansman. So you know all the racial elements and shit is already there because he's already lived it with his daddy. And you know if your daddy programmed you with some shit, then, you know, and let you run amok and give you money and let you lose it and you get more money up, this is going to turn into a monster. And I'm not saying that Donald Trump created racism, but he has done his part to make sure that the pot is opened up again and play to everything that is sensitive and weak about all of us and magnified it. So now you got everybody hating each other, but he's walking away with the prize and gonna put us all under martial law. Okay, taking all our money, our social security, your food stamps, whatever it is, and he's a convicted felon. I'm not gonna go into how stupid some of you were for voting for him, and I'm sorry, you know, I mean, I gotta say it. I can't go get into that right now. What I do know is he's further dividing the country, and they're further spewing out rhetoric, especially for this guy of Charlie Kirk, who pretty much set and wrote his own ticket. And for anybody that don't want to realize and acknowledge that, go straight to hell with that. Okay? He said a lot of racist and he had bad energy. I believe in karma. I certainly do. I try to walk in the way, because there's a scripture that says you treat people the way you want to be treated. Okay? And when you break these tenements, there's karma that comes upon you. You know, a lot of y'all call yourself Christians, but I can see, I really don't care about what your religious affiliation is. I want to know if your spiritual affiliation can cut the mustard. Because what is happening is all across the board, you have madness. Like Jesus said, it would be down here. Madness. You have Manchurian candidate type of stuff going on. You can't trust this government. So now you got Mr. Charlie Kirk, who's come out recently and talking about Israel. And y'all know that there's a lot of at stake with Charlie Kirk because he's got the ear of the college students and the young people, and they've been investing a lot of money in him. So once he makes that mistake, and I mean, and listen, I'm just not saying this is what is happening. I'm saying, but this is the kind of energy that you got all around. You have that type of energy because it just strikes me weird that Netanyahu would be saying right away condolences to him. I mean, nobody else. Not Putin. Nah. I don't know if ever since I saw the 911 and the Israelis jumping up on the car behind it, behind the buildings collapsing, allegedly, I don't know what to think anymore. America has definitely further solidified for me that it's not to be trusted. I already knew she couldn't be trusted, so let me take that back. But this let me know how far she will go. And I'm not so sure that, again, like what happened to Charlie wasn't intel. Now, because I do know this, they keep trying to ramp up fighting. Let's try to ramp up us. We want war. This is an act of war. These are the elite mindset people. Whether they have the elite finances, they representing them. Because the man, listen to this. The man who targeted and killed Democratic state lawmaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark in their home in June was a Trump supporter. The man charged with the attempted assassination of Pennsylvania's Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro in April was a Trump supporter. I want y'all to just feel this. The man convicted of orchestrating a series of shootings at the homes of 4 Democratic elected officials in New Mexico in 2022 was a Trump supporter. The man who tried to kidnap then Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and assaulted her husband since Nancy wasn't there was a Trump supporter. And he beat the man half crazy with a hammer. Y'all remember that? The men who wanted to hang Mike Pence on January 6th. Remember that? Hang Mike Pence. Hang Mike Pence. The January 6th gang were Trump supporters. The men who killed the son of Obama-appointed District Judge Esther Salas in 2020, guess what? Yes, you got it, was a Trump supporter. Can you connect the dots? Trump has been sent here for a mission as well. He ain't powerful. There's some power behind the power. So there's some people that want this to be just the way it is. Okay? And they're glad that it's just the way it is. Us continuing to fight and maul and maim one another so they can continue like a marionette playing us like puppets. And that way they can continue to guarantee their elitism. The men who were convicted of trying to kidnap Michigan's Democratic governor, Gretchen Whitmer, in 2020 were Trump supporters. This is sick. A man who sent pipe bombs to the homes of Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, and other top Democrats in 2018 was a Trump supporter. Remember, Trump used to be a Democrat. Okay? He's given money and stuff to Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton. He was a Trump supporter, a Democrat. His kids were Democrat. That's why they couldn't vote for their daddy, because they were registered Democrats. It's all a game, people. It's an international game. But wherever you see it, the European has got his ass involved, because he's the master of technology, the master of colonization, the master of lies and deceit. And it has to be said, the man who killed left-wing activist Heather Heyer was driving his car into a crowd of counter-protesters in Charlottesville in 2017 was a Trump supporter. Now, I don't want to hear nothing else about no violence on the left, because that's all propaganda, y'all. You have to know that. And I think the worst thing that this slavery shit did, not for us because it made us stronger, it made white people more sicker and weaker and just more wicked than they ever would have been if they'd been able to be around humans. Because the Neanderthal that they act like had a chance to grow unchecked. because we're all connected, in my opinion, you can tell when you got Neanderthal, a lot of it in you, because you don't mind taking the life of a Charlie Kirk, and you can be on one of them Manchurian Candidate missions for the elite. You ever read that book, The Confessions of an Economic Hitman? Wow. I'm just saying, this shit has been going on for a long time. The European has never been able to get along with nobody. The white man. I gotta say it. That's why they formed that Belgian conference, so they all could split up Africa. Because before then they was just fighting each other, killing each other, warring, and we right back to those days, right now. Because it's written. But we had the choice to allow that elitist mindset to continue to permeate, or we had the ability, or we should have, I should say, to do something about unbridled capitalism. And we failed. So now you got a man that don't want to leave office. He gonna hold the whole country hostage. Most people know that he's insane, a criminal. Everybody in his staff are criminals or alcoholics or sexual deviant. And this is who we got running the country. And y'all think this is a game? Especially y'all stupid fucks out here. Oh, we're gonna own the libs. We're gonna own the libs. The country is going to hell. Down is circling the drain. And very soon it's gonna go down the drain. Some of it is slipping as we speak. But it comes a time where you got to pick a side. Either you going to pick a side of this beautiful land that God made. It's for all of us. All of us. You don't get to control women's bodies. You don't get to control how people live. You don't get to control. The only thing you get to control if somebody is breaking the law, and they should be punished. Other than that, you don't have no business in nothing else. And you need to get your ass up out of the war, and you need to be truthful about the relationship between America and Israel. Because from where I sit, it's just some Europeans again colonizing like what you do best. And you must be stopped somehow, some way. The cover needs to be pulled off of you, if it ain't already. And we got to figure out what to do with you. You're the synagogue of Satan. And you behave just that way. And now you're going to take... Because that, to me, in my opinion, was definitely intel. That Charlie Kirk stuff, it was just like me being at home with my mama, being a small child, and watching John Kennedy get his head and just taking off, riding down the street in Dallas. And everybody thinking the killer came from the book suppository. And then it reminded me of Malcolm X being shot down in an Alderman. And then it reminded me of Dr. King being shot down. Patrice Lumumba shot down. I mean, So this is nothing new. Fred Hampton of the Black Panther Party. All the black young people that had been shot down at Kent State. Shot students down. That's where people go to college, where they can find themselves and get to express a little freedom. And they shot them all down because they were protesting. Look it up for those of y'all that don't remember. And then it was the black college. Well, you know, we always get it. We always getting shot down. So I can't. Our shit is too numerous to even mention. Scottsboro Boys, Emmett Till, all this, and then you want me to feel some kind of way about this setup with Charlie Kirk. Other than as a nation, we're about to go down the drain. And I thought we'd be further along by now. I thought first of all, by the very nature of us being over here is a crime. You kidnapped some of us and brought us over here. And instead of you trying to make amends and reconciliate with that behavior and all the shit you did to us, you want to continue to keep kicking us. Continue to keep kicking us. And you try to use us for your scapegoat shit. And we sick of that. We've been sick of that. But the day of the gun is here. And I know what they call y'all in the Bible. They call you the great blood shedder. Because you like blood. You love it. You love it. And so now y'all want to act a war. You've been in a damn act of war. Just say you want everybody under your control. And you want Donald Trump to be your leader. Who's a sickie. Y'all probably do him next. And put your other puppet up in place. I don't know. I just really feel bad for humanity right now in the position that we're in and we're placing ourselves in. And my grandma used to always say, it'll get greater later. I question that now. All right. If anybody agree with me, let me know. This rhetoric that they keep saying on both sides, it ain't on both sides. Am I crazy? Somebody help me out. And if you like what you hear, please like it. Subscribe my channel. And I'll see you in the next video.